Hello friends, my name is BK Kollapure. In this video, we will study about the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram of beams. Now we see beams here. Beams are basically of two types. First is statically determinate beams. Statically determinate beams. And the second type of beam is statically indeterminate beams. Statically indeterminate beams. We have seen in equilibrium sigma h is equal to 0, sigma v is equal to 0 and sigma m, all three must be 0. If these three are 0, then the system is in equilibrium. If you can analyze the beam by using these three conditions only, we say the beam is determined. Means these conditions of equilibrium are sufficient to determine unknown reactions. So conditions of equilibrium are sufficient to analyze the beam. So the common examples you can see for this is cantilever. We know cantilever is fixed at one end and free at the other end. You can analyze such problem. Second is simply supported beam. Suppose if I support it here at the ends, you can find out the reactions at A and B by using the conditions of equilibrium alone. The other example is overhanging. It is overhanging. This can also be analyzed by statically determinate beam. Now coming to statically indeterminate beam, suppose these conditions of equilibrium sigma V, sigma H and sigma M, here they are sufficient, here they are not sufficient. These conditions alone are not sufficient to find out the reactions in the beam. So such beams we call it as a indeterminate beam. In addition to these three conditions of equilibrium, you need additional compatibility conditions. To be satisfied, then only you can analyze the indeterminate beam. So determinate are where conditions of equilibrium are alone to find out the reactions. In indeterminate, conditions of equilibrium alone are not sufficient to analyze the problem. So the common examples you can quote in this is a propped cantilever. This is a cantilever, this is a prop. So this is a propped cantilever. Or fixed beam. If I fix at both ends, we call it as the indeterminate beam. So this is propped fixed beam. Or even if it is a continuous beam, more than two supports, we call it as continuous beam. So these are the examples of indeterminate beams. So determinate beams are the one where the conditions of equilibrium alone are sufficient to solve, and indeterminate are the one where the conditions of equilibrium alone are not sufficient to the solution of the problem. Going further, suppose if I take a beam, if it is supported at the ends A and B, if it is subjected to loading W1, W2, W3. So due to this W1, W2, W3, there will be reaction at A, RA, there will be reaction at B, RB. It is a determinate beam. Suppose if I consider a section XX, then we come across a term shear force at section. Shear force at section XX means whenever I say shear force at section XX means it is nothing but we have got left part and we have got a right part. On the left part we have got three forces acting. If I add algebraically all the three forces on the left hand side, that we call it as the shear force at the section. If I consider right hand side of the section, then if I add these two forces, then that is the shear force acting at a section. So shear force acting at a section is algebraic sum of the forces either on left hand side or on the right hand side of the section. So this is the forces acting algebraic sum of forces acting either on LHS left hand side or RHS. Suppose if you see here the shear force at this section, if I call it as Fxx, so this will be equal to RB minus W1 minus W2. There are three forces acting here. Similarly, if I consider right hand side, this is with left hand side. If I consider right hand side, there are two forces on right hand side. So shear force at the section will be equal to W3 minus RB. There are two forces on the right hand side. So shear force acting at a section in a beam is the algebraic sum of the forces either on left hand side or right hand side. So this is the shear force. On the same lines, we come across bending moment. Bending moment at a section of beam. So again, if I take the beam, simply supported, subjected to load W1, W2, RA and RB will be the reactions at B and A. If I consider section XX, then shear force is the sum of the forces either on left hand side or right hand side. Likewise, bending moment at a section is the algebraic sum of the moments either on left hand side or on the right hand side. So it is the bending moment at section is algebraic sum of moments of forces either on LHS or RHS. So you consider any one side, either on left hand side or right hand side. So bending moment at a section is the moment, algebraic sum of the moment of all the forces either on left hand side or on right hand side. Suppose if I take bending moment at this section, on left hand side there are two forces. Suppose this distance if I call it as x1, this distance if I call it as x2. Moment is force into perpendicular distance. So this will be equal to RA into perpendicular distance is x2 minus if I call it as W1. So W1 and the distance of the force is x1. So this is the moment of the force on the left hand side. Similarly, if I consider the right hand side, bending moment at a section is given by RB if I take this distance as x3 and if I take this distance as x4. So bending moment is RB into the perpendicular distance is x3 minus W2 into the distance of the load from the section is x4. So here shear force at the section is algebraic sum of the forces either on left hand side or right hand side, and bending moment at a section is the algebraic sum of the moment of all the forces either on left hand side or right hand side. See, when we say algebraic sum of the forces, then definitely we are going to consider some sign conventions here. So your sign convention play a very important role whenever you find out the shear force and bending moment diagram. So next we will see to the sign convention. If I see for shear force, if I take a beam and if I consider section XX, this will be left hand side and this will be the right hand side of the section XX. If I take a section XX, there will be forces right side and left side both. So if the forces are upwards on the left hand side of the section, we take it as positive, and if the forces are downwards on right hand side of the section, we take them as positive. So this is left up and this is right down. If this is the case, we call the shear force as positive shear force. So what is positive shear force? Left up, right down. Shear force is positive. Then if I take the section, if I take instead of up, if I take this down, this is down, if I take this up, so here this shear force will be negative. So if this is a section XX, so shear force downward on left hand side and upward on right hand side, shear force is negative. Remember this, left up, right down, shear force is positive. Second is bending moment. For bending moment, your sign convention, again if I take a section XX, if the forces are left up and right also up, we call the bending moment as positive. So this is left and right, both are up, then we call the shear bending moment as positive bending moment. See, if I take a moment here, this will go in clockwise direction about this section. If I take moment of this force, it will be in the anti-clockwise direction. So these type of forces will give you positive bending moment. Left up, right up, moment is positive, and if you bend the beam in this direction, it is a sagging type. So if I see the beam here bending in this direction, if I rotate this in this direction, if I rotate this in this direction, we are seeing the beam is sagging. So whenever it is a sagging, we take it as positive. And if I take the section XX, if the forces are down left, down right, and if this moment is like this, we take them as negative bending moment, and this is hogging bending moment. See, if I rotate it like this, it is hogging, this is sagging, and this is hogging. So sagging moment we take it as positive, hogging moment we are going to take it as negative. So this sign convention is very important for you to remember. Best way is you remember shear force left up, right down, positive. Bending moment both up, left and right, it is positive. So knowing this sign convention, left up, right down, shear force is positive. Left up, right up, bend moment is positive. Now here in this topic we are studying three things. One is the load intensity, second is the shear force, and third is the bending moment. There is a relationship between all the three. So W will be equal to dF by dx, means intensity of loading W is equal to rate of change of shear force. So rate of change of shear force is the intensity of loading. Second is shear force is equal to rate of change of bending moment. So here shear force is rate of change of bending moment. So W is dF by dx, F is dm by dx. So this is a relation which you'll have to see for the derivation purpose. Now here there are some points to be noted here. So we are drawing here shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. Whenever I draw a shear force diagram, we have got abscissa, that is x-axis, and we have got ordinate. Shear force is a diagram which we draw by taking the abscissa as the length of the beam or the distance of the cross section, and ordinate we will represent the shear force acting. So this diagram will give the shear force acting at a section. Likewise, we come across bending moment diagram. This again the graphical representation. If I take abscissa as x distance, and if I take ordinate as bending moment, and if I draw the diagram, this diagram we call it as the bending moment diagram. So along x-axis abscissa we have got length or the section distance, and y or the ordinate is the bending moment acting at the section. So these diagrams will help us to know shear force and bending moment instantly at a point if you know the diagram. So here we see some notes to be remembered. The point where bending moment is maximum, at that point you see shear force is 0 or changes sign, or it changes sign. and the point where shear force is maximum, then bending moment is 0 or changes the sign. Suppose if I draw a diagram here, if this diagram is representing shear force diagram, so here the shear force is max, here the shear force is max, and here the shear force is 0. Corresponding to this, if you see the bending moment diagram, when you draw the diagrams, actually you will come to know, just this is a hint for you to understand, where shear force is maximum, bending moment will be 0. Where shear force is maximum, bending moment is 0, and where shear force is 0, bending moment is maximum. This is M max, and if you join these points, you get the bending moment diagram. This abscissa is the length of the beam, and the ordinates what we are seeing, these are all representing the bending moment. Now see the benefit of SFT BMD. At this point, if I want to know what is the shear force and bending moment, just measure this ordinate to scale, it will give the shear force acting at that section, and this length height will give the bending moment acting at a section. Now here we come across a term known as point of contraflexure. Point of contraflexure. This point of contraflexure is nothing but the point in the beam where bending moment is 0 or changes sign. Changes sign from positive to negative or negative to positive. Suppose for example if I show a beam here, if I draw the bending moment diagram for this beam, usually in case of overhanging beam you see this. This is positive up, this is positive up, this is negative down. So this point and this point, the bending moment is 0 or changing sign from positive to negative. We call this point as point of contraflexure. Point of contraflexure or point of 0 moment. So these things you are supposed to know. Then here in your syllabus, you are going to study about determinate beams. So determinate beams like simply support cantilever beam, simply supported beam, and overhanging beams. So let us take up with the cantilever beam, and we'll see how to draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. First step we'll take with concentrated load or point load. Suppose if I take a beam, if it is fixed at one end, free at the other end, and if it is carrying concentrated load at the free end, W, and let the length of the beam be L. Let the length of the beam be L. Now here I want to draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram for this beam from A to B. So load is acting at B here. Now let us take a section XX, and we take the distance of this section from the free end. Always remember, for cantilever beam, take section at X from free end. Always in case of cantilevers, this will be very much helpful. So I have taken the section XX at a distance X from the free end. So we know shear force acting at a section is algebraic sum of the forces either on left hand side or right hand side of the section. Left up or right down, shear force is positive. Now I have considered a section and I have taken the distance X from B, means I am going to consider the right hand side of the section. So what will be the shear force acting at the section X? It is algebraic sum of forces. How many forces are there on one? Only one force. It is acting down, and our sign convention for shear force is left up, right down is positive. It is right down, so it will be W, and it is constant. It doesn't have any X with that. That means from portion A to B, right from here to here, the shear force is remaining constant. See, wherever I take section x, 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 only one force is there on right hand side, so that is the only force which is acting. Suppose if I draw a shear force diagram for this length of the beam, now it is a constant and it is positive. Positive means it should go up. And if I join these 2 points, it is a constant value, positive, with the shear force of W and W. So this indicates your shear force diagram. On same lines, we'll find out bending moment at the section XX. There is one force on right hand side, so moment is force into perpendicular distance. For moment, the sign convention is left up, right up, moment is positive. Now if you see here, the force is acting down, means it should be minus. How much is the force here? W. And what is the distance? X. Minus W into X. So X is to the power of 1, so this is a linear distribution, straight line distribution. Now here, this moment will vary with the value of X. So here we are measuring X is from here. So the limits of X will be, X will begin from here, 0 to X is equal to L. So when X is 0, moment at B at this point will be 0. And when X is equal to L, that is moment at point B will be equal to minus W into L. If I draw a diagram for this, so bending moment here is 0 and bending moment here is minus W. Minus means I should go down. This is W into L. I'll have to join these 2 points by a straight line. So let us join these 2 points by a straight line. This part is negative, and this diagram what we have drawn, we call it as bending moment diagram. It is known as the bending moment diagram. So like this is a simple case of a cantilever carrying a concentrated load at the free end. So we'll see the other category problem in the next video. Please subscribe for the video. Any questions you can ask in the comment section. Thank you.